Welcome to Blackpool and the world-famous Waterloo Hotel, where top-class Crown Green Bowls has been played here since 1907, and it's been on our TV screens since the 1980s. This programme will bring you coverage from the final major event of the 2016 season, with the FlowFit Champion of Champions event, where 32 players who have won major events around the country all come together for a feisty finale of world-class Crown Green Bowls. It's always a pretty special atmosphere at the Waterloo, and never more so when we have all the best bowlers in the country going head-to-head in a fantastic day of Crown Green Bowls, and a tournament that dates back to 1974. Before we get the action underway, we spoke to John Crowther, Chief Executive of the British Crown Green Bowls Association.
It's a fantastic competition. It's been won by all the greats. We've got people like Noel Burrows, who won, I think it was 78 and 80, still going strong, still winning, still a gentleman, still my hero because he's about my age and still bowling a fantastic standard. A great admirer of people like him who kept up their form for so many years. But today, what I call the true champion of champions, we started with 32 winners, and the cream of the cream is here today. So whoever wins will be a very, very worthy winner. I'm backed up by a lot of people who work hard. The competition organisers, the county secretaries, the open competition organisers, they provide me with the names of the winners. It's been a bit fraught this year, with Gary Ellis winning, I'm not sure, it's 6 competitions he's won, but it's all worked out well. And as I say, it's a fantastic day, and so far, thankfully, the rain has kept off. So I'm really enjoying. The green is fantastic. Obviously, I'm going to say a big thank you to Simon Parsonage and his FlowFit company, who not only sponsored the All Britain in Wales earlier in the year, are sponsoring today, and with the BCGBA, and hopefully bowlers, wherever they are, either here or at home, are very grateful to Simon and his company for their continued sponsorship.
And just a word on it being televised as well. How important is it that you're back on TV for the game of bowls?
Yeah, it's very, very important. I think it's shown by the attendance here on Wednesday, the last day of the Waterloo. I've been coming quite a few years now, and I think that was the best crowd that were in here. And I think certainly TV coverage has obviously encouraged people to come along. In fact, I heard a tale about one gentleman from the Blackburn area who got on to me, and I put him on to someone in North Lancs, and I believe the North Lancs have been in touch with him because he's been bitten by the bug just by watching it. So it is a big influence, and to get it on is a great boost for our great sport. Our well-known commercial officer, Mel Evans MBE, as many of you will know, Mel unfortunately is suffering ill health at the moment. We do wish him well. A fantastic gentleman, deservedly gained the MBE for his services for Crown Green Bowls over many years. So we're very, very grateful to Mel. And then we look forward, and I enjoy every minute of it, but as you say, I'll be looking forward very soon to the next year's diary, who plays who in the Senior County Championship, the Junior County Championship, and that'll keep you busy throughout the winter.
Simon Parsonage, the Chief Executive and the main sponsor of FlowFit. We're getting ready for the final of the 2016 Champion of Champions tournament. You must be delighted how it's gone and to be involved in it once again.
Yeah, we're absolutely delighted once again to be involved. Great crowds. There's been some great bowling today. It's going to be a great final. We're really pleased to be here once again involved, and we're also very pleased that the BCGBA want us involved. So thank you to them.
And this particular tournament brings everybody from all around the country, from all parts of the game and British Crown Green geography, and that is key, isn't it? That you're giving everybody an opportunity to play at the Waterloo Hotel.
Absolutely. This competition starts at grassroots in all different counties, whether it be in competitions or county merits, whether it be in the Isle of Man or down in the suburbs of Shropshire, if you like, and across to North Midlands. So yeah, it goes the length and breadth of the central part of the country. So yeah.
And when you see crowds like this attending, it must make you feel good.
Oh, it's only good for the game. This probably the last few days, I haven't seen crowds like this at the game. The buzz that's around the game now with TV involved and so forth is great. You guys know that the figures have been quite good in the past. They'll be good again, and the game is definitely on the rise. And we're pleased that you're involved as well with us.
This programme brings you all the action in the final first round match between Greg Smith, the number 2 ranked player from Warwick and Worcestershire, up against Glyn Cookson, who is number 12 ranked from Cheshire.
And welcome to the Waterloo Hotel in Blackpool for further coverage of the first round of this season's 2016 Floor Fit Champion of Champions event, one of the most prestigious tournaments in the game of Crown Green Bowls. And the game we're joining is Greg Smith versus Glyn Cookson. Greg Smith, the up-and-coming superstar of the game, already won virtually everything there is to win, playing one of the legends, Glyn Cookson, who's at the opposite end of his career, and also massively popular player amongst the supporters of Crown Green Bowls. He joined the second end, Greg Smith. He's 1-0 up, but it looks like Cookson is getting the chalk at this end. I think he's just got the one. He was unlucky just to contact with the jack, push it through, and there you go. Cookson playing in blue, shaven head. Glyn Cookson, been around an awful long time, plays this green exceptionally well. Won the Waterloo handicap back in 2001. He's won virtually everything there is to win: the Senior Merit, Talbot, the Bassmasters, amongst many other well-known events. Have to lead a little bit better than that though to put Greg Smith under any pressure. Greg, left-hander, playing in red, but he's obviously a little bit chilly, still got his sweater on. Left-hander from down in the Midlands, down in Birmingham. Let that one go though. Sent it off the green. He knew as soon as he'd sent it, it was too far. And then he's only 23 years of age, he's Greg, but already he's won everything there is to win, apart from this event. Glyn's slightly improved with that, but Greg will be confident of beating those bowls. Effervescent, bubbly player, always after them, always good to watch, very entertaining bowler, as well as being a top class exponent of the game of Crown Green Bowls. And there you see, he just sat one next to the jack, just going through his rituals, preparing for the next end. And Greg's a player who loves to play the short marks, plays 20-23 metres up to around the crown of the green. That's his favoured marks, but he can play all over. Very strong game, very strong all-round game. Playing the left-hander's finger peg, played on about 2 foot past the jack. There's Glyn, 58 years of age, seemingly been around forever. Just put one inside Greg's lead. Two great players. This has got the makings of a tremendous game. Ooh. There you see Greg, he has this stuttering delivery. If he's not absolutely happy with his delivery, he stops mid-stride, mid-swing, and refocuses and does it again. Glyn away first time, looking to get another, just needs to trickle now, trickle a little bit. I think that's made 2. Yeah, Cookson 2, 3-2 lead after 4 ends. And of course this has put Glyn in the middle of the green, not his favoured position. He prefers to go a distance on here, so he's forced him to play a shortish mark into the corner of the green. Not a bad lead from Glyn. About 10 inches short. Big effort. Can it get past that ball? Oh, it can't. It's got wrecked. Got wrecked on the... It's pushed him even nearer. Well, can you get another Glenn? Just coming past the jacks in a good position. And we may see Greg strike at this. No, just playing through, hoping for the right connection. He's after it, watching it. Looks outside the line to me. Any luck? No. Cookson a single, 4-2. And Glynn looks longingly over towards the far corner. Finger peg. The right-hander's finger peg going right to left. Close to 50 yards. You can just see it starting to bend. Going towards the jack. It's a good pace. Nice pace. Good ball. Good ball. Nothing wrong with that one. Giving Greg a lot to think about. Not down. Refocusing. Gets it away this time. Lovely and smooth when they come out. Changed his peg, he's coming at it the other way in. The left-hander's finger peg. Just dragged it tight. Blocking the way. Referee running to get the ball. Not in the way. Glyn Cookie Cookson just played another real good ball. Full corners. Nothing over. They look virtually unbeatable from the mat. Got it away, second time of asking. And he's after it, he's chasing after it like a gazelle. You can tell he's a footballer. You can tell he's a fitness fanatic. He's a PE teacher. What an effort that was. What an effort that was. Saved one. Another one to Cookson. 5-2. Cookson sticking with his game plan. Full corners where he's exceptionally strong, and he's deep in the corner. Can't even see the jack from my commentary position. It's right on the edge of the green. They're playing thumb peg to it. Anything within a yard of the jack here will be virtually unbeatable. Can't be so bad this. If it stops, can it stop? If it stops, it's a reel, and oh, it's just gone off, just trickled off. Literally 2 inches too far. It just ran out of green. Now Greg will want to put a little bit of pressure on. He's kept the ball on the green. Be within a couple of yards of the jacks. Not so bad. He'll take some beating. Cookson just needs to take 2 inches of running out of his ball. It's that simple. Not sure how you do it over that distance. He's took far too much out. May as well have sent it off as leave it that short. Greg will definitely get another. Just got to replicate what he did first time. Got it away. Must get another, unless it runs in the back of it. I don't think it will. It's well underneath it. Good ball. 2 to Smith. 4-5. And we'll see a dramatic change in tactics now, I think. Bad end from Cookson. Almost had the perfect lead. Just a little bit too far. Overcorrected with his second. Giving Greg Smith an easy chance of 2, and I can't overemphasise how good this young talent is. 23 years old and he's won nearly everything. Just needs this Champ of Champs to complete his CV. Won the Waterloo, won the All England, also known as the British Senior Merit. He's won virtually everything there is to win. And joining me in the commentary box now, Graham McGarry.
Well, what a game in store, as you say. Glyn Cookson, Greg Smith, 2 outstanding players, no doubt about that. They're going to really make it a game for the crowd here. The large crowd watching for this 2016 Flowfit Champion of Champions. Already a shock seen by Graham Wilson going out, one of the fancied runners, but quite a few of the fancied players still progressing nice and quietly. But one of the big guns has to go out of this one in this particular game. Not the draw that either of them would have wanted, Andy.
No, absolutely not. They're both on really good form. In fact, Greg's playing as well as anybody at the minute. He's on fantastic form. Not just hit the heights of this game yet. I'm wondering if the wind is a little bit windy down there on the green. You can see the trouser legs fluttering in the breeze. I'm just wondering if the balls are being affected by that.
It's interesting, isn't it? Someone were playing like Nick Burris playing with his jacket on, and so is Greg Smith, but Glyn Cookson, the hardy, long-serving player, been at the top for many years, stripped off and taken the weather elements here in Blackpool. He's been here that many times, he's used to everything that Blackpool throws at him.
Oh, he's been a mainstay at this event for years and years and years. I can't remember a Champion of Champions without him, to be honest. But this has been a very scrappy end. I'm surprised Greg went this far, but he seems to have got away with it.
Yeah, just blowing those cheeks out. Cookson not happy with that one, looking away from the end at the moment. Smith's got 2. Well, that's a disappointment for Glyn, because he knows that he's got to be better than that. He's got a hard game on his hands in the opening game here against Greg Smith, man in tip-top form. I think these players, the top players, have started out around about March 2016 when the tournaments start to open up, and from around about March time all the way through to where we are now, they've been winning, and his name's been amongst them, like Callum Rates and Graham Wilsons of this world, and Gary Ellis's of this world. They don't just play for a couple of months a season, they play for about 9-10 months at the top.
Yeah, they do, and they're competing at the top level all the time. They're always on form, always match sharp. It's what makes the difference. You play at the highest level you can, and once you start winning, you don't stop.
Now, Cookson still going strong as ever, been at it for somewhere, I would put it in the, must be 35, 40 years at the top level, playing in tournaments, plays in a hotbed of balls as well in his league, in the Mid-Cheshire League. Produced some fantastic champions as Greg Smith goes in. Has he missed Cookson's? Yes, he has. He's driven it well. He's another one of the entertainers on the green, and I know we spoke a lot about that, but that is what's required. A bit of entertainment in there doesn't go amiss from the players, Andy Cairns.
No, he loves running after his balls. He's already signalled that he's 2 here. Ball's not even got to the head. He's full of confidence, you know. Some people may say arrogant, but I don't. I love the way he plays. Very competitive. He's an honest player. He just plays the game the way it should be. Doesn't ask for any favours, doesn't give you any. Brilliant player.
He leads in this game against Glyn Cookson. Greg Smith, Warwick and Worcester County, winner of, well, my paper wouldn't have enough room to fill all the tournaments that he's been winning on. Winner of all the top tournaments from all around the country, doesn't just stay in his own area, gets in the old car and off he goes all around the motorway, all around different areas of the country, and lives with the best and plays the very best as well. And he knows that he's got a tough game on against Glyn Cookson as well. Cookson might be a couple behind in the early stages, but he's got all the experience in the world. Another fantastic player, Glyn Cookson. I was privileged to, when I was playing the game, Andy, to grow up in the era of Cookson, and I didn't get many twins under my belt against Cookson. When I did win, I made sure I kept the winning scorecard that day.
I bet you did. He was one of my heroes when I was growing up. In the mid-80s onwards, he was a top player. He was very few better. Only really Duncan and Burrows.
That's right.
Bancroft, players like that. But he was right there up with them. And Greg Smith, he's going to be one of those names as well. He's already one of the very best. And the difference with Greg from a lot of other players is that he's come up north and he's winning events, and it's hard to do.
Cookson looking for a double, Andy, and that's the sign of he's not going to mess about, because he didn't play particularly well the end previously to that part of the green. This time he gets a double on the scorecard, gets him to within one.
Still going a long way though. We'll be wanting to lead one anywhere within a yard of the jack, put pressure on.
Pitching it in that area where once you've gone past the jack, you've got a problem. So the first aim is not to get past the jack but not be too far short. Looks to be on a fair line considering the distance.
Just go tight, it's not so bad. Finish what, 2.5 feet at the side of the jack?
Take that, really.
Well, I think so. I think if you put them there all day, you'd go close. Greg's not having it. Greg's turned his peg, coming in the other way, the left-hander's thumb peg. It'll start swinging now from left to right.
I don't think he's reached perfect position, found the line, but didn't get the distance. Cookson's in and coming the same way as he delivered the jack out in his first bowl.
It's actually a good marker for Glyn, is that if he knows if he misses that ball either side, he'll have a decent ball.
Has he missed it?
He's got to miss it. He's got, and he has done. Stops at yes on the same road as his first. Lies 2.
Greg Smith will know that he found the line. What he does need to do is put that extra yard in. So here he comes trotting up. In fact, breaking into a sprint. Up the line he goes. Gets a contact on his own, knocks his own in.
Could push it in, wins off it. He wins off it. Wow, Cookson's not happy with that.
Otherwise he's going out and he's going off the green. Cookson turns to the crowd. No more of that, he says. Don't want any of that. As in a bit of fun. Never up, never in. No chance, as they say, if you leave them short. Cookson was on for 2, was going to get in front. Greg Smith played up, got the right contact. He's going to set the mark. He takes the lead at 13-12 in this real tussle of 2 big guns in the game of Crown Green bowling.
I think Glyn's just said to Greg, do you realise how lucky you are? Maybe not just in those words.
I was going to say some words from Cookson. I also think he said, film me my lottery numbers down tonight as well.
Played in good spirit though this game. Nice to see 2 competitors.
Oh yeah, 2 great competitors, and as you say, real big tournament winners. Couldn't get much bigger than these 2 clashing together, but once again a little bit of a distraction. Bowls going all around them, getting ready to deliver, and it's unfortunately distracted Glyn Cookson, who has to get down and play his first ball. Now he looks to be on a line for where we are, because we're right behind the delivery of this particular end. Andy Glass, what's the length like?
Length is good. It's just going to peg away a little bit. May have pegged out, fallen out perhaps.
That's the difference, isn't it? You know, Greg Smith's had a little bit of a connection. Next end, Glyn's led one. If it falls the other way, he's going to be the closest. Right. It's gone the opposite way again against Cookson.
Right. Change his peg. Now coming the left-hander's finger peg. Come up a little bit. I don't think he's going to come up all of it. Is it? He's got it full. What? Oh no! He didn't get it out. It must have won the end.
Yeah, it must have done, because I'm going to say he wasn't playing that. But anyway, what has happened? He's played through and he hasn't changed the end because Cookson is still on. So he must have thought, I'm down. I'm going to play for 2, changing the peg.
Well, it was a good effort. I mean, if he hit it more or less perfectly, but didn't get it out. Stuck on Greg's back ball.
Yeah, terrific effort. And Glyn Cookson back on level terms at 13 all. And who knows? We've already commentated on a 21-20 win for Nick Burridge against Graham Wilson in one of the first round classic matches of this particular tournament. 2016 champion of champions at 13 all. It might be all the way again.
It wouldn't surprise me if it went all the way. It's got the makings of it. Two class acts playing well, but I think Cookson's just sent the jack off. A mistake.
One or two things just going against him in his game at the moment. Had a couple of rubs against him. Now he's a bit agitated there. Glyn for sending the jack out, setting the mark, so he knows where Greg Smith will head. He'll head west stand side.
So Greg will send the jack out to wherever he wants to, and then Glyn will have to follow. So the advantage should be with Greg Smith, but it all depends on this lead. If he nails a lead, it won't matter that he sent the jack off.
Well, he needs to just be stopping a little bit. Gone past the jack, drifted past a little bit. Probably knows he might need to improve to count the end with his second ball. Locked at 13 all. Warwick and Worcester bowler now playing nice and steadily to finish 6 inches behind the jack, counting with that first ball. So weighing up the situation, weighing up the ball that he needs to play. Down he goes. Looking at it. What do you think here? Great opportunity with this one. What a fantastic ball, Glyn Cookson.
Good ball, Glyn Cookson. Not easy to play to beat balls that close to the jack without touching anything, but he's done it.
Now then, Smith's going to play through. Cookson will be looking for a bit of luck himself this time. What's he done? And he's missed them. And that's a relief for Cookson, because he could have been seen a connection there that would have given the end to Greg Smith. As it is, Cookson coming from behind puts another one on the score sheet and takes a slender lead for the first time in a long time that he's up in front. 19th end, Cookson 14-13 in front.
Cookson trying something else, maybe trying to get on a mark, but he's playing fairly short mark. Right-hander's finger peg just over the crown, fairly short, maybe 22 metres, something like that, and he's played a good lead right on the jack.
Really showing his all-round ability, Glyn Cookson. As Andy Carr said earlier in commentary, many people tip him and pick him out as just one for the long lengths, but you don't win tournaments, you don't play at a level that he's played for a long time if you haven't got an adjustment to your game. And he was holding his breath there as Greg Smith's ball found a gap that shouldn't have been and stood behind the jack, leaving Cookson's front ball on. Now Cookson looks to be up for 2
on the same road. He's just closed that gap off now. If Greg plays the same ball, he'll probably count the end, get rid of both of those balls. He may even strike.
Is he lining one up? Are we lining a thunderbolt?
Maybe, yes he is. Going for this, just watch this.
Cookson says, hang on a minute. They're bowling across there now then. He might just have used that one as a bit of the old lad's experience. He's just saying they're playing right behind us. There's a game right behind us, so just be careful. And he's holding Greg Smith up, which he's entitled to.
Yeah, just slowed him down, so he's just making him think about the strike for a bit longer. Might overthink it, might just miss it.
Come on, he says you can go now.
Here we go. We're going to let go of an absolute thunderbolt any minute. Bang! What's he hitting? Oh, he's been unlucky, you know. He hits that ball full, he takes both out, but he's only half balled it. Put it into the corner pocket, one to Cookson. Yeah,
so just in the last couple of games, Glyn just having a little bit of his share of luck, which you need in any sport to be a winner. And that was luck that he put his 2 balls very close to the jack. What the luck was when Smith elected to strike, he could have cleaned out Glyn's balls and left himself on. But Cookson takes another 1 point to his score, and he leads 15-13 in a very, very interesting, tactical, highly competitive and quality game, Andy Cairns.
It's certainly the game we were hoping for. When the draw came out for this Flowfit Champion of Champions, this was the first round match that caught everybody's eye, and it's one that we were eagerly waiting for, and I don't think we're being disappointed. It's ebbed and flowed, the leads changed hands a few times, Both players playing really, really good balls.
Well, Cookson then just watched where it finished and he saw it go through the gap. So that means there's an opportunity to play for two. And he's got perfect pace. He really has found his consistency, his quality. He's got Greg Smith under a little bit of pressure because he's having to play through quite a lot of ends in this last sequence.
He's watching it, it's close. Oh, he's got rid of one. Again, he's disappointed that he's only got one ball out there. He thought they were set up perfectly to get rid of both of them. Glenn's scored another single, 16-13, and as you say, he's really putting Greg under a lot of pressure and forcing him to play up end after end after end, and eventually your length, it just starts to go a little bit.
Yeah, well, a few ends ago, that might have gone against Clint Cookson, the little playthroughs from Greg Smith, but in this last few ends, they've stuck with him, and he's been able to count, and he's got a 3-point lead. 40 minutes of this game gone, and we've still got quite a bit of bowling left in it before we find an eventual winner. Cookson leading out at 16-13 and very, very confidently found a short mark that runs just at the end where the jack's positioned. He's got that little run of both ways now with the jack.
Yeah, it's very, very quick around the crown. It's the part of the green that gets walked on the most, of course. The grass will be very flat and short and cut down. Oh, he's just running the back of it. Good effort, but Cookson's still on, and it just runs off the crown both ways. Very canny mark from Cookson.
Going to survey the scene now. Glenn Cookson looking whether he can make two, whether it's not worth going for two. Position the second ball somewhere just in case Greg Smith decides to play through on it. It's going to be interesting what he does. Does he play short to try and block everything up?
He's not reached with this. Whether that's deliberate or not, it's hard to say. He might have just put it in the road.
I think he's trying to cover Greg Smith's ball, I think. His own ball. I think that's what he's done now then.
I think there is a shot on the other hand though. If Greg changes peg, and he has, he's playing through, he's stalking it. He likes it. Any contact? Has he got it out though?
I think he has.
He's hit it, yes.
Oh, what a ball. Fantastic ball.
Just enough.
Could be a game changer, could be a big turning point. Cookson's just had a fantastic run, produced some quality balls, really has Greg Smith under pressure, but the youngster from Warwick and Worcester stayed cool as you'd expect, because that's the way he is, that's why he wins big tournaments, and he's just produced a ball that's kept him on the coattail of Glyn Cookson, the more experienced player. But Smith will think at 14-16 now, he's got an opportunity to try and mastermind a fantastic comeback and win the game. But Cookson will be waiting with his answers, no doubt about that. We're down to short marks again, this time from Smith.
Sending it out towards the west stand. Got minefields all over this green, traps that he can fall into, and Greg's just trying to lull Glyn into one of them, stumble into one without knowing it, but Glyn knows this green really, really well. This should finish now, wants to run straight, and Greg's the sort of player who won't be happy with a football over this distance. He wants touches. Footballs aren't good enough for him.
Cookson down, watching it. If he reaches, he's on a better line, but I'm not sure he's going to get through that green patch that's just in front of the jack, and it pulled it up very, very quickly. We're in for another tense finish in this Flow Fit 2016 Champion of Champions tournament at the Waterloo Hotel in Blackpool. Smith gets after his ball, turns over his peg and finds one right in front of the jack. They could be all square, or Cookson might think about trying to knock them off or play the dead ball to get him a point on the scoreboard to increase his lead. What's he done, Andy Cairns?
Cookson's on a road, he's changed his peg too. He's going tight though, it must be a little bit stronger ball. Just drifted out. Save one though. That's half the battle. Cut the count down. Make your twos, save your twos. That's the bowler's mantra. And he saved two there. only one down, so still in front. 16-15 to Cookson, but Greg Smith leading the jack out.
The left-handed Smith. Very focused, both players very focused. They know what this will mean to their tournament if they can get over this particular draw, the first round draw. Two of the game's greats. Greg Smith against Glyn Cookson at the business end of this game. Smith 15 in red with the red balls leading out, Cookson in blue 16, and Smith is way past the jack with his lead, but from the mat it might look a good ball for Cookson to beat. I'm pretty sure Cookson's ability will get one closer. Straight away he's in, go past the jack a little bit, but it's one that's counting. Greg Smith needs to change with this second ball to give himself a chance of getting a point back towards Cookson. Down he goes, not going as quick as the first one, goes into a trot, fancies it, gets right behind it, helps it on, just does enough. What's Cookson's thoughts now? Well,
I think Cookie will just play to beat that ball. He could have played up a little bit, but if anything overplayed, he hits the jack too far. So he's just played a dead draw, touch on the jack, may have done enough, but I don't think so.
Great ball, it's definitely counting.
Very good ball, another inch or two and it would have definitely been two.
As the sun begins to come down on the Waterloo green, and that will quicken it up a little bit more throughout the closing stages of the tournament. Cookson Lukes might call for a measure. If he can have a chance of two, that's what he will be doing. Has a look from the other side. Yes, measure.
Greg Smith's right back in the game at 15-16, but Cookson's managed to get the initiative back. And if it's a brace, and oh no, just a single. 17-15, two ends from home. 2 points in it for the Cheshire champion, Glyn Cookson, the winner of almost every tournament. But I don't think he's actually been able to get his name on this one, has he? I'm not quite sure he has. Glyn Cookson, no, I don't think he's amongst the winners. He's won everything else that goes alongside it. Good lead. Watching it. Terrific lead. Happy with that. And he's definitely changed his game, hasn't he? He's not thinking about getting in a corner now, is he? No, that's right. He's decided he's comfortable on these shorter marks. Greg, I won't say he's struggling, he's not playing them as well as he normally does. So why change something that's working? Big effort this, big effort. Can't tell from there. There'll be a shout from both players, who's in. Well, Cookson's decided he's going to have a look himself. Is it he's not playing them so well, or is it because the pressure that Cookson's putting him under? I think it's a mixture of both, really. Glyn's played them really well. And I think, like I said, Greg's just changed his game a little bit over the last few weeks. And I think Glyn's finding that the pace of the green not really conducive to playing the full corners. I think it's a little bit, how can I put it? It's not consistent pace at the minute. It just needs to dry out a little bit more from the overnight dew and a little bit of rain. Well, he's put one shorter. That suggests he's in. Yeah, trying to block off possibly one way in for Greg Smith. But Greg Smith will be up and hoping to deliver one. He's certainly given an opportunity to be reaching. There's no doubt about that. What's he done? Is he too wide? Just too wide. So we'll wait for Cookson to signal. He went to have a look. Smith didn't. Cookson turns to the crowd. One to Smith. Wow, that was a very bad ball then from Cookson. Real tense end to this match. Crowd are glued to it. Some top players on and at the moment playing the games, but they're all watching this particular finish between the Warwick and Worcester County star Greg Smith and the Cheshire ace, mid-Cheshire ace as well, Glyn Cookson. Smith down, left-handed, following his bowl up, watching it really anxiously, knowing that it's got a good bowl, and in he goes
right behind it, right in front of the jack, and now he has put the pressure on Cookson with his first bowl. 16-17 and a good lead out, Andy Cairns.
Yeah, not bad at all. That'll keep the Wolves from the door. 6 inches in front of the jack. He's put Glyn under a whole load of pressure. He's in trouble now. There's a poor response really from Cookie. Overplayed and narrow. Probably just done him with his delivery a little bit with the left-hander compared to the right-hander. This needs to run though. Needs to get another. Has he left it? Has he left it? I think he has.
Waiting for him to make his decision, Glyn Cookson. Probably yes, strike on. Won't be as quick and as hard as Greg Smith releases it, but Cookson will deliver with pace. Looking to clear the bowl first, Jack second. Here he goes, watching it. Here we go.
Must be close. He's done it. Perfect strike. Absolutely perfect.
Bit of his own medicine there. Glyn Cookson sent back to Greg Smith, and he takes that one, and that will be a fantastic feeling for Glyn Cookson to clear him out and to take the point and to deliver the next end.
Yeah, a little bit of accuracy over power there. Worked wonders here. Just had to time it. He couldn't. I don't think he could see it without letting the ball bend a little bit. Striking at that pace takes most of the bias out of the ball, but he needed a little bit for that strike. And now he's just thinking where to go at 18-16.
Yeah, it could have been easily 16 all, but 17 all, but Cookson taking the 1 point takes him to 18-16. He just had a little thought there of what he should do, but once again, interestingly, he's gone on the crown, short mark.
He's been leading well up to now. He's just left that a little bit short.
Greg Smith, out he goes with his left hand, looking to just pass Glyn Cookson's ball. Definitely going faster than Glyn Cookson's. Now when he goes past the jack, does he go out? Looks to me as though he has gone out. Cookson will need a 2 foot of weight on his first ball to make himself a real good second ball. He looks to me as though he's got it. Yeah, great ball, but it's at the side, and that's the worry for Glyn, that Greg Smith will be looking for him being 2 down, making to a 2 up. He's just asking if it's 2 Cookson signals. So what will happen now is Greg Smith will fancy his chances of taking the jack through and claiming 2 himself, but he has to be a perfect shot.
Just a yard overplayed, that's all he needs. Connection on the jack, taking it back to his own ball. He likes it, he's after it, he's stalking it. What's it hitting? Oh, he's just missed the jack again, got the ball instead. Took 1 out.
Cookson 19-16. 3 point advantage at this stage of the game is massive, especially when you know the calibre of the player that you're up against. Cookson nice and calm. 1 double sees him home. Greg Smith knows that he gets back in the game, he could turn the game in his favour. Cookson just looking to really make the right decision where he delivers the jack. He's decided to come to a corner side of the green, but not with a lot of distance, Andy.
No, it's a very short mark is this, but every inch of it's downhill. It may not even be a legal mark, but it's not a bad ball. It's gone a foot past it. Would have been better a foot short, forcing Greg to play up, but it's very, very quick down this mark.
Well, he's not contesting the distance, so he must think that the ball past the jack is beatable for him, and he will try and seize this opportunity now.
Finally got it away at the 4th time of asking. Road looks good. All on his length now. Road's right.
Has he reached? Yes.
Yeah, just gone in for me. Just gone in for me. Greg's not happy with just beating balls. He needs to plant front touches for him to be happy.
Cookson looking to get inside. Has he reached? No, he hasn't. He'll be disappointed.
He's just a twitter short.
He's still asking. They're not
Still
quite
looking.
sure. Yeah, they're not quite sure who might be in. Cookson thinks him. Wow, he's not quite sure. He could either be 1 up, 2 up, or 1 down. It's very close. 1 ball to play. Cookson's watching it. Smith's after it.
I think he's in the back of Glyn's ball here if he reaches. Any touch on that puts it in. That's put it in, definitely. Oh, now it's fell out.
It's fell out. What happens now?
Well,
it's fell out. And it's
no,
not
it's
in.
conceded.
Well done. Great sportsman. Don't think the crowd might not have just got sight of that one, but at the time, when Cookson just about put his hand up, the end was not quite dead.
No, it wasn't.
It went down, and they didn't even look. Greg Smith conceded. Cookson leads 2016 in the first round draw of the competition against Greg Smith, and he's leading out the Cheshire champion. What's he delivered, and how's he feeling now?
A little bit short. If he'd have been happy if he'd have been 2 foot further, but not a. Shouldn't be a lead that Greg will be worried about beating. Really want to nail a lead at this stage of the game, but I can't. That was a really sporting moment there from Greg to concede that shot. He could have insisted on it being measured. His lead ball's just been hit, so he'll have to play his second ball and stroke this one out first time.
Interesting, Cookson's actually having a run of singles. He's finishing with a lot of singles.
Good response from Greg. Doesn't really matter how you get them, as long as you get them. Singles, doubles. Of course, it's quicker in 2s, but can't always get them. Now then, Glyn. Footer running will be good. 18-incher running will be better.
He's breaking into a bit of a trot, Cookson. He fancies this one, for game.
Needs to run. He's left it short.
I don't think Smith's in, isn't he?
Smith is in. Now then, big chance for 2.
Well, one of our tips earlier in commentary, Andy, was this was going to go to 20 all. It's not there yet, but if he gets 2 here,
looks short to me.
You're right, he's not on top song.
No.
He give himself a chance there to get to a double to 2018 and didn't take it, so now he's still got a couple more ends yet before he can get home. But Cookson still in the driving seat, trails 2017 with Smith leading out.
He certainly doesn't look happy with himself. He's giving himself a bit of a talking to, beating himself up a little bit. A good lead will put all that behind him though. If this is roaded, it's a real one. If it's on the road, it's a real one. Just outside it. Not the worst ball in the world. Have you reached, Glyn?
Looks to reach to me. Looks to be a good one.
Well, it's overreached.
I think it's won
That's
it.
run away there. It's
Has it won it?
fairly quick part of the green. Could have won it. Everyone on that terrace knows who's won it apart from us.
Well, Smith will want one better. There's no doubt about that, whether he's won it or not. It looks to be, if he's better rode, he's good pace, Andy. He's got one this time. That's
ball.
certainly the first ball. Touches the jack. No, he hasn't, so it could still be 2. Cookson's thinking about it, asking. Smith's having a look. 1. Straight away. Well done to the youngster. Didn't mess about once asked. Give his response. Now then, what does Cookson do?
He could play a very similar ball to his first, just give it a little bit more land. He doesn't want to strike and take his own ball off. That'd be a disaster at this stage of the game.
Cookson's watching it. He needs 1 for game.
He wants the ball, he's very close, he's got something, got it full. What? Oh, I can't tell from here who's in. He's half the jack as well as the ball.
The silence.
Absolutely, nobody knows who's in.
Measure
Pegs.
Smith says, I think Smith thinks Cookson's just edged it. Cookson played the perfect ball, wanted the right connection, he would have been clean in, but as it is, he didn't get the right connection, but he's still in with an opportunity with the measure. Cookson blows, Matt goes down, looks at Greg Smith. Sweaty collar at the moment. Is Cookson into the second round, or has he still got a bit of work to do? You'll find out shortly.
They've measured Glyn's ball first, which is usually an indicator. Short, can't reach. Cookson's won it. What a great ball from Glyn Cookson there. Nice target for him to sit on, take the ball of the jack. In the end he got both and won it 21-17 on a measure. Great ball from Glyn Cookson.
Well, what a fantastic advert for the game, the Crown Green bowling game. Two terrific players and outstanding performers, and it's Glyn Cookson, the experienced Glyn Cookson, who just managed to see off Greg Smith to take his place into the second round.
So having seen the first major seed go out in our first programme from Blackpool last time, with Graham Wilson, the number 3 seed, departing, it's Greg Smith, the number 2 seed, who now departs, losing out to a very good Glyn Cookson. This is how the last 16 pans out. Lots of past winners in the draw, and a special note to Tommy Johnston, who won this tournament way back in 1989. He's got a match up against Jimmy Hines. But there is a player who's won this tournament earlier than Tommy. Noel Burrows, a real legend of the sport, won this tournament in 1978 and 1980. Our match next week, Jonathan Snedden up against Damien Morrison, and we'll bring you all the action from that game next week. Thanks for watching. Goodbye for now.